good day today as we are here for the first match watch along of the evening as Celtic take on Lazio in Italy. Should be a good game, guys, but it's a must win game for Celtic as they've left themselves with an uphill battle and they must win the next two games, the final two group games, to have any hope of European football next season. So let's hope Celtic can do it as we're here to get behind them as best we can. Just bear with me a second, guys, as I share the team news on the screen for you. As, so you guys can see how both sides lining up. There we go. So as you guys can see, Lazio going with 4-3-3 formation and Celtic going with the same. So should be an interesting game, guys. Will they cancel each other out? Hearing that Lazio have got a number of injuries tonight as well, guys. So let's hope that plays as an advantage to Celtic. But it's a big game this now for Celtic, guys. They've left themselves with an uphill battle. They always do it. They always disappoint in Europe. No good keep getting your 4-0s and 5-0s in Scotland and then disappoint in European football. But Celtic are getting in a habit of doing it. As we get underway and Celtic kick us off, knocking the ball out wide to this near side. Lazio playing in their traditional blue top with white shorts and white socks. And Celtic playing in an all black strip as they kick the ball long down this near side. And Lazio intercept it, knocking it back to the goalkeeper. Stevie's with us saying hi, guys, and chat. How's it going, Stevie? Thank you for making yourself available, mate. Always appreciated, and always appreciate the hard work you do in the background, mate. So thank you, as always, for your help and assistance as Lazio now trying to kick the ball long down this near side, but Celtic have blocked it, and it's gone out for a throw-in on this near side, deep inside the Lazio half. Ben, how you doing, mate? Ben saying hi, bro. I'm scared for tomorrow. How's it going, Ben? Good to see you, mate. Hope you're doing okay. Welcome to the show tomorrow. Not sure who have you got tomorrow. Against Ipswich tomorrow. Yeah, that's a tricky tie, that, mate, away from home. Stay positive, mate. Stay positive. You guys have been up and down this season, so it's 50-50 chance you get something out of that, Ben, as Celtic now back with a possession. But keep positive, mate. Keep positive. Pure Lawless is with us. How's it going, Pure Lawless? Good to see you, mate. Pure Lawless saying good evening, Gaz, Stevie, and chat. Hope all's well. I'm going for Lazio tonight. How's it going, Pure Lawless? Good to see you, mate. Welcome to the show. Yeah, big game this for Celtic. And I'm going to try not to criticise them too much tonight, but it's going to be difficult because I'm fed up with seeing Celtic doing really well in Scotland and then just putting in pitiful performances in Europe. It's just not good enough, as in my opinion. But as I say, I'm going to try and resist criticising them. I'm going to try and get behind them tonight and hope that they can get a good result because we want to see all UK clubs doing well in Europe. But Celtic always seem to make it an absolute battle for themselves. It's now Lazio winning the ball back, knocking it back to the goalkeeper. Pure Lawless. So thank you for that, mate. Good to see you, and welcome to the show. Hope you've had a good day, mate. Ben is saying we're playing Ipswich tomorrow, and we just lost 3-0 to Coventry in 20th, I think. Yes, I saw some highlights of that game, mate. But I think, don't you guys have quite a close rivalry with Coventry? Celtic now on the attack down this near side. Lazio challenge for it as they win it back. Now Lazio playing it into the centre as they knock it out wide now to this near side. Space to run into now for Lazio as Celtic trying to get bodies back behind the ball. And now Lazio with a shot from the edge of the box. And Joe Hart managing to make the save as he throws the ball out wide on this near side. Celtic now trying to move up the field as they knock the ball forward on this near side, but Lazio coming to press the ball, forces Celtic to play it back to their defensive line. So yeah, stay positive, Ben. Uh, win some, lose some sometimes, mate. That's the way you've got to do it. But yeah, that was a disappointing result for you guys against Coventry. But let's hope that the manager uses that as motivation for the players to put in a better performance, mate. So thank you for that, Ben. Celtic now knocking the ball out wide to that far side as Lazio have intercepted it. But Celtic challenge, winning it back as they're in a scrap there on that far side trying to win it. But they do come away with it. Now playing it into the centre as they come towards the edge of the box. Shot comes in and the goalkeeper makes a good save to his right-hand side on this near post. But half decent effort there from Celtic. Stevie saying, hi, Ben. How come? Yeah, just, I think, thank you for that, Stevie. Pure Lawless with a thumbs up to Ben. Thank you, mate. Celtic now chipping the ball into the box, but Lazio have managed to head it back to the goalkeeper. So Lazio now back with the possession as they build from the back now. Celtic quickly coming to press the ball, though, from the front. As now Lazio trying to play out from the back, but struggling at the moment as Celtic press the ball well from the front. Lazio knocking it out wide to that far side before playing it back towards their own box as Celtic pressing the ball on that far side. Now Lazio play it forward as they knock it out wide to this near side. Now coming up towards the halfway line as they try to work their way through the press. Celtic just shifting backwards as now Lazio with a long crossfield ball looking to try and get in behind, but it's intercepted by Celtic as now both sets of players heading it about on the edge of the Celtic box before it's eventually knocked out of play on this near side for a throw in to Lazio. So thank you for that, Pure Lawless. Top stuff, mate. Pure Lawless with a thumbs up to Stevie. Top man. Thank you, mate. Awesome. Thank you, Pure Lawless. Top man. And also to me, what a guy. Thank you, mate. Thank you. And right back at you. Positive vibes, as always, from Pure Loyalist. Top man, thank you, mate. Lazio now crossing the ball into the box as it's a deep one, but they've headed it over the bar. I'm not sure who got their touch to that because the Celtic defender also trying to get ahead on that. I'm not sure who actually headed it. The Celtic player or the Lazio player. Yeah, Celtic that's headed it out. So it's going to be a corner on the far side for Lazio. And Stevie's saying, hi, loyalist. Nice one, Stevie. Top man. Thank you, mate. So Lazio now with his corner on that far side. Packing the box here, both teams. As the ball comes in. And Joe Hart jumps for it, knocks it away as Lazio picking it up just inside the box. Now another cross comes in as they knock it out wide and eventually it's headed towards goal, but Joe Hart manages to pluck the ball out of the air. And that relieves the pressure momentarily for Celtic. Ben is saying Celtic can't perform in the Champions League. I know, mate. They've been really disappointing the last 2 seasons. Extremely disappointing. But you try telling Celtic fans that all they seem to be interested in is winning the league. And they don't seem to be interested in performing in Europe. It's not just Champions League, mate. They've been disappointing in every European competition they've been in the last 5 or 6 years. Whether it's Europa League, Champions League, doesn't matter. They've been putting in really underperforming performances as far as I'm concerned. Or at the very best, disappointing performances. As Lazio now with the possession on the halfway line as they trying to knock it out wide to that far side. But thank you for that, Ben. Pure Law is saying, come on, Lazio, 3-1, mate. What, 3-1? Win. Well, no, mate. I know. I totally understand the rivalry between Rangers and Celtic, but I don't buy into that, mate. Not when it's European nights. At the end of the day, Celtic might be Rangers' pure closest rivals, but you guys need to put the rivalry to one side when it comes to European football, in my opinion, because every time you guys play in Europe, you contribute to the coefficiency of Scottish football as a whole. So I totally understand the rivalry, but for me, like I say, mate, I'm not a big, I'm not. So I don't understand the rivalry. As a nation, you should come together, in my opinion, when it comes to European football. But obviously, a lot of fans have a different opinion and approach. But totally understand why you're rooting for Lazio. But thank you for that, Pure Lawless. Just explaining my point of view, mate. Um, for me, as you guys know, I'm a Bolton fan, but if Blackburn were playing in Europe, I would get behind them. If Burnley were playing in Europe, I would get behind them. If Manchester United, who is a club that's a big rival to Bolton, were playing in Europe, I would still want them to win. I would laugh at them when they lose, but I would still want them to win because it's good for UK football. So, yeah, Lazio now with a cross into the box at the back post, but they've headed it wide. And that's going to be a goal kick to Celtic. Yeah, he was just put off there by the Celtic defender. But thank you for that, Pure Lawless. Ben is saying United and Celtic in same boat. Yeah, United got a really tough game against Galatasaray. That's not an easy place to go and play at all. So Celtic now with the possession at the back. Ball played out wide on this near side as Lazio coming to press and challenge the ball, but Celtic just play it back to their centre backs as now they play it out wide to that far side, coming forward up towards the halfway line as now they push forward down that far side into the Lazio half, moving now towards the Lazio box at speed, but Lazio quickly challenge for it on that far side and win it back. Now Lazio trying to move up the field on that far side, but as they play it forward, it's intercepted by Celtic, who knock it back to the goalkeeper. So thank you for that, Ben. Pure Lolly saying, "Oh, good, Gaz. Thanks. Good to hear, mate. Thank you." And hope Mrs. Loyalist okay as well, mate. Thank you for that, mate. Top man. So we've got a stoppage here for a challenge on the Lazio player on this near side. And the referee's giving it as a free kick. So Lazio with a free kick on this near side, right in front of the dugout, pretty much on the halfway line as they take it short now, playing it back towards their defensive line as Celtic come to press the ball, but Lazio managing to retain the possession as they knock it out wide on this near side. Now space to run into as they race forward, but Celtic quickly come across and challenge for the ball. And Lazio play it backwards to come forwards as now they play it into the centre and now a shot from distance, but it's well over the bar. But good effort from Lazio, but the ball was always rising and goes over the bar, and that'll be a goal kick for Celtic. So thank you, mate. Top man, Pure Lawless. Thank you, Pure Lawless, with a thumbs up to Ben. Thank you, mate. Mr. Barnsley, how you doing, mate? Mr. Barnsley saying, "Come on, Barnsley, come on, Celtic." Thank you, Ryan. Good to see you, mate. Hope you've had a good day and having a good evening, mate. Welcome to the show. Oh, we've got another collision here. So Lazio won another free kick on this near side from a bit of a rash challenge there by Celtic. So this time it's further up the field inside the Celtic half, but still out on this near side. As now Lazio take it short, again playing it back to the defensive line as they knock it out wide to that far side. Now played forward as Lazio have got in behind the Celtic defence. Now it's cut back into the box as Lazio with a shot from distance, and it's wide of that far post. But Celtic really needing to get switched on here as Lazio already had a few opportunities now. And they're not going to keep missing. Sooner or later, they're going to start hitting the target. Celtic now to play out from the back as they knock it out wide on this near side. So thank you for that, Mr. Barnsley. And welcome to the show, mate. Pure Lawless saying, thumbs up to Mr. Barnsley. Top stuff. Thank you, Pure Lawless. What a guy. You're a true gentleman, mate. Loving the positive vibes, as always, from you, mate. Top stuff. Thank you. If only everybody could be that positive, life would be so much more enjoyable, wouldn't it, guys? And it's now Celtic trying to play out from the back, but Lazio coming to press from the front. Celtic just knocking it about between their defensive line, just inside their own half. As now they play it forward, out wide on that far side. Now coming forward into the Lazio half as Lazio quickly challenge for it, knocking the ball out of play for a throw-in. Celtic with the throw-in on that far side. So thank you for that, Pure Lawless. Mr. Barnsley saying, hey up, lads and ladies. Nice one, Mr. Barnsley. Thank you, mate. Top stuff. And Stevie saying, hi, Ryan. Nice one, Stevie. Ben is saying, hi, Ryan. How's things? Nice one, Ben. Awesome. Loving the positive vibes. Thank you, guys. And now we've got Celtic now with the possession on this near side as they try to push up the field, but Lazio coming to press the ball. Celtic just play it back to their centre backs. And now the ball knocked out wide. Oh, Celtic now coming into the box as the ball chipped in behind there. Well, they had the ball on the halfway line. They were knocking it about, not really doing a lot with it. And then all of a sudden, a long ball over the top, and they was almost in on goal. But Lazio just did enough to get back and block off the effort. And now, as the ball's cleared up the field, it's Celtic that regain the possession, and the challenge comes in from Lazio, and that's going to be a free kick to Celtic. Just trying to work out the distance here, guys. Probably about 35 yards from goal. Slightly central, halfway between central and out on that far side, if you get my meaning. So Celtic now with a cross into the box. It's deep, but it's a poor one, and it goes straight out of play for a goal kick to Lazio. Ben is saying, damn, my science and maths test killed me. I feel so tired. Well, Ben, stay focused, mate. Give it all you got because it's important for your future. I know it can be quite draining and frustrating with the mental focus that exams take, mate, but it's important for your future, and it's important for your future as in respect of career options. So give it all you've got, mate. Nobody else is going to do it for you. And I'm sure your family will be proud of you if you give it everything you've got. And it potentially could lead to you having the job of your dreams in the future, mate. I know school and college and university can be a bit boring sometimes, but as I say, mate, it's all about building that paperwork that you need in this day and age to give yourself a chance of having a really good job when you're older. So give it all you've got, mate, and just try and get some plenty of rest to make sure you're focused. We got faith in you, Ben. We got faith in you, mate. It's now Celtic with a possession midway inside their own half, just knocking it about at the moment as Lazio just sitting off. And now Celtic playing it out wide on this near side as now they come forward, but a loose ball there is intercepted by Lazio before we have a collision. But now Celtic come away with a loose ball again as now they play it into the centre, coming forward, knocking it out wide to that far side, coming into the box, but Lazio challenge for the ball and win it back. And now Lazio playing the ball forward down that far side as they just cut the ball back to the defensive line as Celtic quickly shifting players across to press the ball. Pure Lolly saying, Ben, hope you done well, mate. Awesome. Thank you, Pure Lolly. Absolutely. Top man. See, as I said, Ben, we're right behind you, mate. You just got to give it all you get. We have faith in you. So Lazio now to play out from the back. So top stuff, Pure Lawless. Absolute gentleman. What a guy. Loving that, giving the support to the younger members of the Fanden community with exams and stuff. We always want to encourage you guys to give it your best. So thank you for that, pure lawless. This Lazio now working the ball down this near side, but Celtic coming to challenge for it. And Lazio forced to play it all the way back to the goalkeeper to keep the possession. And now they play it back out wide on this near side. Long ball forward, but it's intercepted by Celtic. And now Celtic playing the ball back to their centre-backs. And Ben saying, I'm good. Sorry, Mr. Barnes is saying, I'm good, Ben. Good to hear. Ryan, awesome, mate. Good to hear that. Top stuff. Ben saying, thanks, loyalist. Awesome. Top stuff. Press the wrong button. Sorry, guys. Top stuff. Thank you, Ben. What a guy. You guys, absolutely top class. Showing that respect to each other is awesome. Thank you, guys. It is appreciated. So Celtic now with the possession, played out wide on that far side as now they come forward, playing up the far side of the field as they knock it forward into the Lazio half, but now Lazio intercept it. Lazio playing it back towards the halfway line as Celtic now trying to get bodies back behind the ball, but Lazio quickly play the ball back into midfield as Celtic do manage to get bodies back behind the ball and then press the ball, forcing Lazio backwards. As Lazio now playing the ball out wide on this near side. Ben is Mr. Barnsley saying, Barnsley and Wickham tonight. I know, mate. Yeah. That should be a good game, but the game I'm planning to jump on after this is my own club. I'm going to watch my own club tonight, and I'm so looking forward to it as I keep sacrificing watching my own team to build the channel. And obviously, I'm going to keep going around the grounds and doing different games. But tonight, I am watching my own club because it's a top of the table battle. Bolton travelling away to Oxford tonight, and it's Bolton sitting top of the league, Oxford in third, so it should be an absolute cracker of a game. As now Celtic win the ball back midway inside their own half, playing it forward down this near side as challenge comes in on Forrester and the ball knocked out of play by Lazio. So, yeah, hope that goes well for you, mate. Is that home or away? Ryan, I can't remember. I do remember seeing the fixture. I can't remember if you guys home and away in that, though. Ben is saying, come on, Barnsley, Mr. Yorkshire. Thank you, Ben. Lazio now with the ball on this near side. Oh, they've lost it. Celtic now. Oh, Celtic almost there, getting the opportunity for a cross, but now Lazio won it back. Lazio racing forward down this near side as they work their way into the Celtic half. Now coming forward at pace as they manage to work their way up towards the edge of the box. Now across out to that far side as Lazio coming into the box now, playing the ball back out towards the edge of the Celtic box. But Celtic pressing the ball well as Lazio forced to knock it out wide on that far side. Now Lazio just forced back up the field a little bit as now they chip it out wide again on that far side, trying to get in behind and do. But Celtic quickly getting back to press the ball. As now Lazio play it back into the centre. Oh, now again, ball played forward out wide on that far side, but Celtic getting the challenge in, but not managing to come away with it. Lazio knocking it back into the centre. Now Celtic do win the possession as they try to work the ball out wide on that far side into some space, but Lazio quickly challenge for the ball, and it's Celtic have ended up knocking it out of play for throwing to Lazio. So thank you for that, Ben. Pure Lolly saying, got a point, Gaz. You're entitled to it, mate. No disrespect to football, just personal. Yeah, no worries. No, that's fair enough, mate. But as you know, the name of the channel is Football Fan Den UK. So obviously, being a UK football channel, I want to try and keep the authenticity, mate, of being positive to as many UK clubs as possible. And obviously, European football is a great way for me to do that. So obviously, but rivalries, I totally understand the rivalries, and I've no problem with that, and the banter that comes with it. It's just me, mate. I love football. I absolutely love football, and that's why I'm a big fan of European football because I love to see all UK clubs doing well, even the ones that I'm not a big fan of. And there is one or two UK clubs that I'm not a big fan of, but when they play in Europe, they represent our country, they represent our whether it's us as individuals as Scotland and England and Wales, or whether it's us as the United Kingdom, they still represent us. So for me, I would always get behind UK nations, even the clubs that I do not like, because there is one or two, and one of them, let's be honest, one of them that I'm not a big fan of is Manchester City. But whenever they play in Europe, I still hope that they do well. It's now Celtic playing the ball down that far side. Sorry, Lazio, sorry, as Lazio. Celtic challenge for it. And it comes into the box. And now Lazio trying to get the shot up, but it's blocked off by Celtic as they challenge. And the ball deflects out behind. I'm not sure. I think that's going to be a corner to Lazio. I think the last touch coming off the Celtic player. But top man, Pure Lawless, thank you for your understanding, mate. And yeah, so Lazio now with the corner on that far side. Top man, Pure Lawless, appreciate the understanding, mate. You're a gent. Now the ball comes in from the corner as it's knocked away, but now the referee blows for a foul in the box, so that's going to end up being a free kick. Don't see what he saw wrong there. Oh, it's the foul on Joe Hart, so foul on the goalkeeper. So Celtic now to play out from the back. So at the minute, guys, total shots, we've had 1 for Celtic, 8 for Lazio. That's very concerning. 25 and a half minutes gone. Lazio nil, Celtic nil. As Celtic now play the ball out wide on this near side. Now trying to come forward. Mr. Barnes is saying, Ben, we need 3 points. I'm sure, I'm sure you guys will put in a good performance, mate. Celtic have just won a free kick on this near side. Ben saying, yeah, hope it does well for you. Awesome. Thank you, Ben. What a guy. Loving the positivity, mate. Thank you. Celtic now playing the ball out wide on that far side as now they knock the ball forward down the far side of the pitch as Lazio come to challenge for it and eventually blast it away back up the field. But Celtic now intercept it at the back, midway inside their own half. Now playing the ball out wide on this near side, but as they knock the ball long, it's intercepted by Lazio. And now, as Lazio knock the ball forward into the Celtic half, a challenge from Taylor. And the referee, I think, is going to book him here for this. So Greg Taylor with the yellow card. I think that's what you call taking one for the team, guys. So it's going to be a free kick on this near side for Lazio, midway inside the Celtic half of the field. So nice one, Ben. And now the free kick comes into the box, but it's knocked behind. And that's going to be a corner to Lazio on the far side. Mr. Barnes is saying, if not, he goes, manager gets shut. All right. You think he's going to get sacked, do you, mate, if you don't get the win? Interesting. Thank you for the insight, Mr. Barnsley. So Lazio now taking the corner short. As now the ball is eventually crossed in. It's knocked away by Celtic. But again, the referee blowing the whistle for a foul in the box. Well, I don't know what he's seen. Yeah, he's saying there was a pull on the shirt. It's just obviously, when Celtic have got that many Lazio players up in their own half, it's a perfect opportunity to try and hit them on the counter attack. Now Celtic with a long ball over the top, but it's Lazio just managing to nick it off the toes of the Celtic forward there and knock it back to the goalkeeper. Now played out wide on that far side. Now Celtic playing the ball out wide on this near side. And Celtic now playing it back to the centre as they knock it out wide on that far side. Now played into the centre. Celtic shifting the ball about as they're now midway inside the Lazio half. Now knocked out to this near side as now they're trying to take it to the byline. Ball crossed into the box, headed away by Lazio out to that far side as it just bounces out for a throw into Celtic. Pure come back to that in a minute, mate. Just Celtic take the throw in, knocking the ball back to the halfway line as Lazio pegged back into their own half here at the moment. Can Celtic make something of this? Now ball played out wide on that far side as again they cut it back inside to the centre. Now a long ball looking to try and get in behind again, but Celtic are unable to as Lazio read that really well. Knocked away and now Celtic have won a free kick about 30 yards from goal. It was just a challenge from behind, and he's took out the Celtic player there. So, yeah, I'd say about 30 yards from goal. Pure Lolly saying, and no disrespect meant to any fans, supporters to Celtic. They will understand, mate. Yeah, no, I understand. Don't take it the wrong way, mate. Like I say, I'm not criticising you. I'm just saying from my perspective, obviously, especially when it comes to European football, I always try to be positive. And believe me, mate, you'll hear I've given Celtic some criticism for their underachieving in Europe. Because I know that Celtic fans won't like me saying it because they don't always approve of other fans criticising their team. But if you're a true football fan, you can take the constructive criticism. And in my opinion, Celtic have been really disappointing in Europe, and they've let their country down, really, in my opinion. But like I say, Celtic fans won't see it that way because they don't like the criticism, do they? They're happy to win against Aberdeen 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, but then when they go in Europe and put in disappointing performances and get the criticism, they don't like it. It's madness. But for me, as I say, I always want to see UK clubs do well in Europe. Now, Lazio playing the ball into the box, and Joe Hart just manages to come out and intercept it. I am surprised the referee not giving a foul there, but Celtic able to now build again from the back. So, yeah, no worries. Pure Loyalist, thank you, mate. Pure Loyalist also saying, hello, Mrs. Gaz. Hope you are well and keeping Gaz with coffee. Enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you, Pure Loyalist. What a gentleman. Awesome. Thank you, mate. Now, Celtic knocking the ball out wide to this near side. I don't know. Let me know, guys. What's your thought? Can they do it tonight? It's a big ask. They've got to get the 3 points out of this if they want to stay in Europe for the second half of the season. But seems I think they've left themselves a bit too much to do, if you ask me, guys, because they need to win tonight and win again in their final group game. But fingers crossed they can try and at least get the win tonight and give their own fans some hope. But also, I don't know if you guys know, every UK club that plays in Europe, in fact, every club that plays in Europe, it applies. I believe that every win that a club gets in the group stages, and this is what I read 2 years ago, so it might have slightly changed. But every win that your club gets in Europe, it gives them £1.5 million. That's what they get from UEFA for every win. So the more games you win, the more revenue you generate in prize money. So, like I say, about 2 years ago, I read that, and that's what it was being reported at 1.5 million for each win that you get in the group stages. And I think it's something like 500,000 for a draw, and obviously you get nothing if you lose. So there's big benefits to winning games in the Champions League, guys. It's not just all about the coefficients. It also potentially tops up the transfer kitty. And it's now Celtic play the ball out wide. And for me, Celtic and Rangers doing well in Europe and topping up their transfer kitty is good for all Scottish clubs, in my opinion, because it means that better transfer fees potentially for players moving around Scotland between the clubs. And that applies to all Scottish clubs playing in Scotland in European competitions. Like, I believe that Hibs just made £2 million off their for being in the qualifying stages. I know they didn't get into the group stages, but apparently just those couple of games in the qualifying stages earned them £2 million. So this kind of money is massive for Scottish football to get better transfer fees floating around between the clubs, so that you guys obviously get better prices for players. I don't know what you guys make of that, but if you're Scottish, let me know. So thank you for that, Pure Lawlist. Dave, Dave Goodas, how you doing, mate? Welcome to the show. I'm sure I've seen your account name before. Welcome to Fandom, mate. Good to see you, David. David Goodis. I'm not David, I think that is David Goodes, saying Lazio. Well, welcome to the show, mate. Welcome to Football Fandom UK. Good to see you, mate. Out there I'm presuming you're out there in Italy. So welcome to the show, mate. You'll have to forgive us though, as we are a UK channel. So we're wanting Celtic to try and get the points out of this. But we still respect you and your club, mate, as Lazio now playing the ball down that far side, coming towards the Celtic box as it's played towards the edge of the box, but Celtic just managing to intercept it. And now Celtic trying to play out wide on that far side as a challenge comes in from Lazio. And that's going to be a free kick. So thank you for that, David, and welcome to Fandom, mate. Good to see you. David also saying goal de Lazio. So obviously David is a Lazio fan. Well, good to have you with us, mate. Lazio now playing the ball forward down this near side as it's challenged again, and it goes out for another throw-in. Now Celtic back with a possession as they play it back to their centre-backs. Now knocked out wide on that far side as now they try to come forward, but Lazio quickly coming to press the ball, forces Celtic to play it back to their defensive line as now they play it back out wide on that far side, coming forward up towards the halfway line as Lazio challenge for it, and it goes out of play for another throw-in on the far side close to the halfway line. Celtic take it quickly as the ball comes back in, now played back to the centre-backs as Celtic trying to push up the field here, but Lazio pressing well from the front. Now Celtic with a long ball down this near side as Lazio intercept it. And now Lazio playing it back to the goalkeeper. Mr. Barnsley saying, Ben, we will be behind you too. Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Barnsley. You guys are absolutely top class. Absolutely top class. Thank you, guys. You guys really buying into the Fandom community, and I really appreciate it. As Lazio now playing the ball down this near side as they cut the ball back into the centre, challenged by Celtic, but now Lazio with space to run into as they come forward down the middle, knocking the ball out wide on that far side. Now coming into the box, shot get off, getting the shot off, but it's blocked by Celtic as the ball deflects away. Now Lazio picking up the pieces outside the box, and now a shot from distance, but it was always rising and goes behind for a goal kick to Celtic. So thank you, Mr. Barnsley, top man. Thank you, mate. Pure Lawless saying, David, thank you, mate. Nice one, pure loyalist. Stevie's saying, please remember to hit the like button and subscribe if you're new to Fandom. Thank you, Stevie. You're a gentleman. Thank you, mate. Top man. Yes, guys, please do it. The like button if you could. I haven't mentioned it yet. We're already half an hour into well, 40 minutes into the game, and that's the first time I've mentioned it. As I've said to you guys a number of times, it's an important part of the YouTube algorithm thing to ask for the likes. I prefer to talk to you guys about football than asking for likes, but unfortunately, it is important towards building the channel. So I do have to mention it occasionally. So if you could, guys, I would appreciate it if you could hit that like button. And if you have already, thank you very much. You guys are class. Notice how people drop out when you ask them to do something nice. What does that say about them as a person? Every time I ask the likes, I always notice that the views suddenly drop off. Just goes to show that some people are just miserable and sad, living in a world of hate and possibly even envy. It's now Lazio playing the ball down that far side. Celtic challenge for it, winning it back. Now Celtic clearing their lines as they knock the ball back up the field. And now Lazio come again as they play it out wide on that far side. Thank you, Stevie. Ben saying, thanks, Ryan. Awesome. Thank you, Ben. Oh, now Lazio with the shot from distance, but it's right down the throat of Joe Hart, who manages to make the save quite comfortably. So thank you for that, Ben. What a guy. Top man. Pure Lolly saying, no problem, Ben. Awesome. Thank you, guys. And Julio Garcia. How you doing, mate? Julio Garcia, welcome to Football Fandom. Julio Garcia saying, goal de Lazio. No goals yet, mate, but welcome to Football Fandom UK. Good to have you with us. Always welcome fans from other clubs in Europe. So thank you for that, Julio Garcia. Welcome to Football Fandom, mate. Good to see you. Celtic now with the possession at the back. Ball played out wide on that far side. So now they try to come forward, but Lazio pressing the ball as Celtic now with the possession. As they play it forward. Celtic just showing a little bit of patience here, but that's good, but we don't want too much patience. We need some serious threat on goal. As now Celtic knock the ball out wide on this near side. Pure Lawless saying, hello, Julio, hit the like button, please. Thank you, Pure Lawless. You're a star, mate. Thank you. He might not understand the language, mate. But thank you. I always appreciate you guys encouraging other new fans to get involved and also buy into the positivity. As Lazio now winning the ball back in the centre of the park. Now Lazio coming forward as Celtic challenge for it. Lazio with the possession still as they play it forward. Now knocking it out wide on that far side as they come towards the edge of the box. Ball crossed in, but it's blocked off by Celtic and it deflects behind, and that's going to be a corner on the far side of the field for Lazio. So thank you, Pure Lollish, top man. The Scottish a team. How you doing, mate? Welcome to the show. The Scottish a team. Good to see you, mate. Scottish a team saying trophy, yellow, smiling, trophy, yellow, smiling, trophy, yellow, smiling. I don't know what that's meaning, but good to see you, mate. Welcome to Football Fandom UK. Corner comes in, and it's a poor one as Joe Hart trying to block that at the near post, but he didn't need to as it's curled straight back out of play and hit the side netting. Joe Hart just actually went to punch the goalpost there. A lot of debate about the England goalkeeper at the minute, guys. You think Joe Hart deserves a shout back into being England goalkeeper? Or do you think his days are done? Let me know your thoughts on that. I'm only asking because there's been a lot of debate at the minute about the goalkeeper for England. Celtic now with a long ball down this near side. As the ball intercepted by Lazio. Now Lazio playing the ball back towards the halfway line as now they come forward into the Celtic half, knocking it out wide on this near side as they come forward at pace in numbers, pushing Celtic back towards their own box. And now Celtic knock it back into the centre. Well, Lazio are having some wild shots here in this first half. They've had a number of shots from distance, but they have been a bit wild, going well wide. And we've just had another one. But I can't criticise them because I do like seeing teams taking pot shots from distance. I wish we saw more UK clubs doing that sometimes. I don't know if you guys think the same, but I think some of the UK clubs want to walk the ball into the back of the net sometimes. Pure Law is saying, whoa, that's good money, mate. 1.5 million a win. I know, mate. I know that's why, that's why I was sharing it with you guys. Because, like I said, I read that about 2 years ago, so it might be slightly more now. But yeah, it's really good money in it, mate. And that's not including the 20 million that you get for being in it. So you got to think, I think it's around 20, 25 million that each club gets for being in the group stages. And then for every win you get an extra 1.5 million on top of that money as well. So I think the average is, I think it's average. That's how you see in clubs coming out with figures of like 40 odd million, 60, 70 million if they get into the knockout stages, because the longer you stay in the competition, the more the prize money goes up. But I do know that in the group stages, 2 years ago, they were saying it was 1.5 million a win and half a million for the draw. So, guys, it's ended up peaking out the first half. No added on time as the referee blows the halftime whistle, and it's finished in the first half 0-0. Let's have a look at the halftime match stats and see how the game has gone in numbers. So bear with me a second, guys. I will bring it on the screen so that you guys can have a look. So just bear with me a second, guys. I'm going to bring it on the screen now. So let's have a look. I'll just get rid of that. Just bear with me a second, guys. Here we go. It's coming on your screen now. If my computer speeds up. There we go, guys. Don't worry if you can't read it. I will read it out to you. So this is how the first half has gone in numbers, guys. Total shots, 11 for Lazio, 1 for Celtic. Shots on target, 3 for Lazio, 1 for Celtic. Possession, 43% for Lazio, 57% for Celtic. Passes, 239 for Lazio, 320 for Celtic. Pass accuracy, 85% for Lazio, 88% for Celtic. Fouls, 8 against Lazio, 4 against Celtic. Yellow cards, none for Lazio, 2 for Celtic. Red cards, none. And offsides, just the 1 against Celtic. Corners, 4 for Lazio and none for Celtic. So if it stays like this, guys, that's how it looks in the group. So obviously Celtic with a lot of work to do because they need to get the 3 points. As you guys can see, Feyenoord just above them in third position, which is the Europa League position. And I've got to say it, guys, I don't want to sit here bashing Celtic and criticising them too much, but after their 10 years excess, whatever it is, however long they've been playing in Europe, unchallenged by any other Scottish club, they've been flying the flag for Scotland in Europe for about a number of years now. Obviously, with Rangers having the troubles that they had with the ownership and all the Scottish clubs voting against them, sending them down, which did nothing good for Scottish football. But unfortunately, the Scottish clubs decided to gang up on Rangers and make sure that they were punished. And obviously, that damaged Scottish football. And it damaged Celtic because since that time, guys, Celtic have been shocking in Europe. And from my opinion, I don't think they can do it. I don't think they can do it. But what I was trying to say is the bare minimum for Celtic should be that third spot. I know fans always tell me when it comes to Celtic and Rangers, we don't have the same budget, we don't have the same investment. I get all that. But if you can win the Scottish League strongly, as strong as we've seen Celtic, both Celtic and Rangers winning it, then I'm sorry, but when you play in the Champions League, fair enough. Rangers, I think, had an excuse last season because that was their first adventure back in the Champions League for quite some time. So they had, they had an excuse for having a disappointing season in Champions League last season. And even Celtic, to a certain extent, had an excuse because they hadn't played in it for a couple of years. But Celtic had less of an excuse. And why? Because they've been consistently playing in Europe for the last 10 years or more, while Rangers had a big spell outside of Europe, and also had to completely rebuild the team to play in lower league football as a punishment, voted by every other Scottish club in the top flight. So for me, Celtic, I'm sorry guys, I got to say it, but to see Celtic yet again sitting bottom of the group is really, really disappointing. And you can't keep banging on about being the biggest and the greatest club in Scotland when you come into Europe and you finish in rock bottom consistently. It's no excuse. This is a club that's claiming to be one of the biggest in the world, one of the biggest fan bases. Well, as my opinion, guys, if you want to claim that kind of stuff, you have to step up to the plate and give a good account of yourself in Europe. Nobody's expecting Celtic to win the Champions League. Nobody's expecting Rangers to win the Champions League. I'm not even expecting Celtic to finish second in the group. What I do expect from Celtic is give a good account of themselves, and keep losing consistently in the Champions League is not giving a good account of themselves. I'm sorry, but the fact you got three clubs here that the only one in that lot that Celtic potentially could argue that they can't compete with is Atletico Madrid because of the money that's in Spain. But Lazio and Feyenoord, I'm sorry, but there's no excuse. Feyenoord, for crying out loud, Feyenoord play in a league that's very similar to the Scottish League. So how is it that Feyenoord have managed to get 2 wins on the board and Celtic have not got one yet? And that's not just this season, that's last season as well. So for me, guys, it's just really disappointing, and I don't understand why Celtic fans are not asking more questions about this disappointing performances in Europe and not starting to turn these performances into wins and giving a good account of themselves. Because for me, I'm sorry, guys, I'm going to say it as it is, but for me, the minimum requirement for Celtic when they play in the Champions League should be finishing in that third spot. There should be no consideration to finishing bottom. It should be third spot is the minimum required. Anything else, anything better than that is a bonus. But third spot should be the minimum requirement. That's just my opinion. And like I said, I don't understand why more Celtic fans are not calling this out and why they're not criticising the club. They've had massive investment being in Europe the last few seasons. Also benefited from Rangers helping with the co-efficiency. So Celtic have got one of the best financial pots, if you like, in Scottish football, if not the best financial pot in Scottish football, and yet they don't replicate that into European football, in my opinion. I want to hear from you, as a Celtic fan. Why are you guys not frustrated with the disappointing performances in Europe? Because I'm sorry, but I want you guys to do well. I want all Scottish clubs to do well in Europe. But for me, the one club that's letting the side down is Celtic. You even got Aberdeen, who normally disappoint in Europe, and even they put up more of a fight this season in Europe. And yes, I know Celtic fans are going to go, oh, they're only in the conference. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It still goes towards the coefficiency. And no offense, but a team that you guys regularly beat 4-5-0, shouldn't they be in the coefficiency? Because they're not good enough to be in the Champions League. So should they not be in the Conference League? It makes sense. So for me, I'm sorry, guys. I want to know why Celtic fans are not letting their frustrations be known about their team's performances in Europe and asking tougher questions of the club. That's just my opinion. If you're a Celtic fan, let me know. Chris K, how you doing, mate? Welcome to the show. Chris K saying liked and subscribed, mate. Well, thank you very much, Chris K. Sorry, mate, I'm getting my words jumbled up. Chris K, thank you very much. What a guy. And welcome to Football Fanden UK, mate. A pleasure to have you with us. And welcome to the Fanden community. I'm presuming you might possibly be a Celtic fan from the colours of your logo. But I can't make out what the picture is in your logo. Chris, Let us know what club you support, mate. But top man, Chris K, a pleasure to have you with us here in the Fan Den, and also a pleasure to have you part of the Fan Den community. I'm sure the regular members of the Fan Den community will welcome you, and it's a pleasure to have you with us, Chris. Thank you for that, mate. Top man. Awesome. Stevie saying thanks, Chris. Awesome. Thank you, Stevie. Absolutely. And Chris with a thumbs up. What a guy. Thank you, Chris. Pure Lawless saying, Chris K, hello. Thank you, Pure Lawless. Top man. What you guys are absolutely class with a positive vibe. Pure Lawless saying TSAT. I'm not sure what that's meaning, mate. But thumbs up. Have I missed something there? TSAT. Sorry, mate. I'm not understanding that very well. Pure Lawless laughing at Gaz. Okay, thank you, mate. Chris K saying 100% no for England keeper. He's terrible. Oh, okay, fair enough. He used to be quite good at City, though, mate. I've not seen him play enough at Celtic, but I know he has had a few good games at Celtic. But he did used to be a good goalkeeper, didn't he, for City? But obviously he went to Burnley for a brief spell. They didn't quite fancy him, and then obviously he's ended up at Celtic. But thank you, Chris. Thank you for sharing your thoughts, and thank you for responding to my question, mate. Top man. Yeah, I respect that. I'm just chucking it out there, mate. I'm not saying he should get the. I'm not saying he should be the number one. I was just chucking it out there because he used to play for England, didn't he? And obviously, there's been a lot of debate at the moment about the about Pickford and what have you. And obviously, we've seen Gareth Southgate the other day experimenting with keepers, changing it round as well. So I just thought I'd chuck it out there to get you guys' opinion, because like I keep saying, guys, that's what Fandom is here for. It's here for you guys to share your thoughts and opinions. We hear enough from pundits and the mainstream media, but we don't hear enough from fans. We don't hear enough of the mainstream media giving consideration to fans' opinions. And let's be honest, guys, fans make football. Without you guys spending money at your club, football is not the rich game that we know it as today. It's you guys that make it that. It's you guys that make it special. And in my opinion, it's about time the mainstream media started showing more respect to that. But thank you, Chris. Top man. Thank you for replying, mate. And yep, I respect your opinion. I'm not saying, like I say, I weren't saying he should. I just thought I'd chuck it out there because there's been a lot of debate, and obviously maybe that obviously with Joe Hart playing up there in Scotland, maybe he's just not been considered possibly for that reason. So I just thought I'd ask, mate. But thank you, Chris. Chris saying gets away with it in Scotland as not tested greatly. Fair enough. No, that's fair enough, Chris. Thank you for sharing your opinion, mate. Top man. Chris also saying Butland for England would be far better. Yeah, that's a good shout. I actually agree with that. I don't think Butland has had enough opportunities for England, has he, mate? So, yeah, good shout, Chris. Top man, thank you. I think you're right. I think Butland does need to be given a better chance by Gareth Southgate, doesn't he, mate? Pure Law is saying we're keeping Butland at Ibrox, mate. You're right, but he can still play for England, can't he? I'm talking about England, mate. But thank you for that, Pure Loyalist. Yeah, we're not trying to steal him, mate. We're not trying to steal him. We're talking about the international game, because I don't know if you saw England the other day, but there's been a lot of debate about the England goalkeeper, because obviously it's been Pickford now for a while. But Pickford's been having a few questionable performances for Everton, and he's had some good games, still having some good games, but he's also had some questionable performances as well for Everton. So I think that's why it's kind of raised the debate of whether we should have a change of goalkeeper. But thank you for that, Pure Lawless. Chris is saying he could stay at Ibrox and play for England. Yes, he could, Chris. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I think maybe Pure Lawless might just getting confused for that, what we were talking about there. Pure Lawless saying Chris can't risk any injuries. He's needed 100%. Well, you know how it is, Pure Loyalist, mate. If my club, Bolton, had a Scotland player and you guys wanted him, I'm sure that wouldn't be considered, would it? So it works both ways, mate. I'm sure, like I say, I'm sure Liverpool have the same attitude when Andy Robertson goes to play for Scotland as well. So I think every club was probably thinking like that. You can't have him because you won't want the injury. But thank you for that, Pure Lawless. Also saying, Chris, but thanks for your confidence in him as a keeper. Nice one, mate. Top stuff, Pure Loyalist. Thank you, mate. Chris Kate saying, not really. Rangers were in a European final last year. Um, Yes, they did, mate. I did just say, like I said, if you've listened to any of my previous streams, I've actually complimented Rangers on what they've achieved in a short space of time. Because let's be honest, I know Celtic fans are not going to want to hear this, but the reality is that Celtic Rangers' run to that final is what got the coefficiency up for Scotland and gave that automatic Champions League spot, which Celtic could have achieved on their own if they'd given a better account of themselves in Europe, but they didn't. They needed the help of Rangers to add to the coefficiency to get that automatic position secured for Scottish football. So for me, absolutely fantastic achievement for Rangers, mate, that they reached the European Europa League final. I was buzzing for him and I was rooting for him. You can go back and look on previous live streams and you'll see me saying good things about Rangers and that season. And like I just said, last season, I think they get a let off because obviously that was their first adventure back in the Champions League for a number of years. So yeah, fair point, Chris. But like I say, mate, I wasn't criticising Rangers. Pure Lolly saying fact, mate. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So we're back underway, guys, as Lazio kick us off. Ball knocked out wide on that far side as both sets of teams challenge for it. Chris is saying it is fact there are tons of English clubs that would relish the chance of being in a European final. Absolutely, yep, you're right, Chris. Just look at just absolutely top comment, Chris. Yep, the proof of that is West Ham, mate. West Ham in the Europa Conference League final that they got to last year, wasn't it? I think it was last year, wasn't it? Last season, sorry. They got to the final, and UEFA with their, brain dead tactics, picking a 20,000 seater stadium for a final. What is that all about? Well, if you know about that game, guys, West Ham absolutely invaded Europe for that final and couldn't get enough tickets uh, because UEFA had restricted it to a 20,000 seater stadium, and apparently they could have sold 60,000 tickets to West Ham fans. That's how much the demand was high. 60,000 fans wanted to go to see that final, and I think if I remember rightly, I think Celtic, sorry, not Celtic, West Ham's ticket allocation was something like 6,000. 6,000 for a final. I mean, come on. You know what I mean? What are they smoking there at UEFA? 6,000 for a final. Are they brain dead or what? Do they know anything about football? If they did, they wouldn't pick a 20,000 seater stadium for a cup final, would they? Because it doesn't matter what size the club is, even a smaller club. If they reach the cup final, their fans are going to come out in numbers. Why? Because you know that it might be a once in a lifetime thing. So it's absolutely nuts that UEFA would pick a 20,000 seater stadium. And as you said, as I pointed out, West Ham could have filled that ground 3 times over alone without the opposition fans. Um, so that buys into exactly what Chris is saying there about English club would relish that there was proof of it with West Ham. They relished it, as you rightly say, Chris. And I think there's a lot of clubs that would relish it. My club that had only had a brief spell in Europe, but they loved every minute of it and gave a good account of themselves, twice getting to the last 8. And we've only ever played in Europe twice, but both times we got to the last 8. Why? Because it was massive for our club to be even in the mix of Europe. So you're right, mate. Great point there from Chris K. Thank you, mate. Now Celtic back with a possession as they play it forward now, looking to try and get in behind the Lazio defence as Lazio head it back in the direction. Now Rangers picking it up though as they win it back. Now Rangers with a shot, but it's just wide. Sorry, Celtic with a put on. That's me talking to you guys about Rangers. Sorry, guys. Celtic with a shot. That's why talking in the chat can be distracting sometimes. I'm not focusing on the game enough. So my bad, guys. Sorry, Celtic with the shot, and it's just wide of the far post. Well, I think that's just backed up what my friends keep telling me. Try live streams without the chat. Because I keep getting confused when I start talking about other football clubs. Distracts me from concentrating on the game. Lazio now on that far side as they race forward now towards the edge of the box, looking to get the crossing. Cross comes in, but Lazio have ended up knocking it down, behind under pressure. I think Lazio are trying to claim that it was Celtic that got the last touch. But I think I don't. Yeah, it was actually. It was Celtic with the last touch, so it should be a corner. And he's giving it as a corner. Sorry, guys, just putting the team news back on the screen. Now the corner comes in, and it's headed over the bar, and that will relieve the pressure momentarily for Celtic. Chris with a thumbs up. What a guy. Thank you, Chris. Glasgow Celtic saying 8 treble. Mate, don't come on here talking crap about trebles. Show yourself in Europe. Don't come on here talking about 8 trebles, because them trebles don't mean nothing if you can't give a good account of yourself in Europe. You're even being beaten by Feyenoord. It's embarrassing, mate. Honest to God. You coming on here talking 8 trebles, 8 trebles, 8 trebles, 8 trebles in a league where nobody competes with you apart from Rangers, mate. You can beat one team in the world, Rangers, and you can only do that occasionally. And you're coming on here banging on about 8 trebles. Get with the programme, mate. Every other club in Europe has got ambition to achieve in Europe, except your club. And you coming on here talking crap about 8 trebles. 8 trebles that nobody else wants to win. Only people that want to win them 8 trebles are Aberdeen, Hibs, and Hearts, and possibly Rangers. You need to give an account of yourself in Europe, mate. What an idiot. 8 trebles. 8 trebles that nobody cares about except Rangers and Celtic. Unbelievable. Give a good account of yourself in Europe, mate, like every other club is trying to do. And then you can come on telling me 8 trebles. What an absolute muppet. 8 trebles. Who else has got 8 trebles? No one, because nobody else is playing in a crap league like Scotland's got, where teams do not compete. Rangers have got nowhere near the same budget. Aberdeen have got nowhere near the same budget. And neither have Hibs or Hearts. Your budget is twice as much as every other club in Scotland, and yet you cannot get a win in the Champions League. You can't buy a win in the Champions League, and you want to come on banging on 8 trebles, 8 trebles. I'll tell you right now, mate, every other club in English football would not want 8 trebles if it mean that they could not be competitive in Europe by dominating a league. So don't come on here giving me crap about 8 trebles in winning 8 trebles in a competitive league, a league that wasn't even competitive because Rangers were down in 3rd and 2nd division. What an absolute muppet. Are you a football fan or what, mate? Because if you are, you'd want your team to win something significant, not win 8 trebles where one team dominates the league while the other team's down in the bottom lower leagues because everybody voted them down, and you're competing against teams that nobody else is going to compete against because they're not competing with you. 8 trebles. Mate, smell the smoke that you're shoveling, the shit that you're shoveling, mate. You're banging on about 8 trebles, 8 trebles. This is all you hear off Celtic fans. It's so pathetic. Banging on about 8 trebles, 8 trebles, 8 trebles that mean nothing to nobody else, mate. Nobody else, because half of them trebles, what? But what, show it, 8 trebles, so what's that? About 6 of them came while Rangers weren't even in the league. 6 of them trebles, or something like that, came while Rangers weren't in the league. So you win 6 tin pot trebles, and you want to come on here on a Champions League night banging on about 8 trebles. Mate, have a word with yourself. Have a word with yourself. How big is your club? Huge. And yet you cannot even get a win in the Champions League, and you want to bang on about 8 trebles. Pathetic, mate. Have a word with yourself. Honest. Crazy. Some people, unbelievable. You know, Manchester City can bang on about trebles. Real Madrid can bang on about trebles. Liverpool can bang on about trebles. Why? Because they give a good account of themselves in Europe, mate. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't want to get irate, but I knew some Celtic fans would come on, start banging on about trebles. Trebles in a league that wasn't competitive. Why? Because Rangers weren't in it. So there's half the competition gone. The only teams that were trying to compete with you that couldn't because they had no money was Hearts, Hibs, and Aberdeen, and they couldn't compete with you. Why? Because they didn't have a pot to piss in. And you're getting European money while Rangers weren't in it. And what were you doing with it? 8 trebles. Did you do anything in Europe? No. You got knocked out Europa League qualifiers. You got knocked out Conference League qualifiers. You got knocked out the Champions League qualifiers. You couldn't even get to the damn group stage. The only one season you did get to the group stage. And what happened? You got knocked out the group stage. I like fans that have realism, guys, that are realistic and honest about their club and their club's achievements, and not banging on about winning 6 tin pot flipping 8. How many of them? 6 was it? 6 of them trebles where Rangers weren't even in the league. So Celtic fans want to bang on 8 trebles, 8 trebles. Yeah, 8 trebles, 6 of them that weren't even competitive. Crazy. Ball knocked out wide on that far side as Lazio have headed it out of play. And that's going to be a throw into Celtic midway inside the Lazio half. Pure Lolly saying Pickford. Sorry, mate. I miss Chris's. Chris saying talking about Europe. Thank you, Chris. Yep, absolutely, mate. Pure Lolly saying Pickford has been teacher's pet. Teacher's pet for too long. So I agree with Chris. Yeah, that's a fair comment. That's a good one. Chris saying, anyway, won't hug the chat. Enjoy your show. Thank you, Chris. No worries, mate. You're welcome to chat. That's what the chat's for, mate. It's for you guys to talk football and be part of the Fandom project. Pure Lolly saying, Pickford, that's the drunk finger syndrome starting gas. Thank you, mate. Pure Lolly saying, Chris, thanks, mate, and take care. Catch up soon. Right, with you jumping off, Chris. My best wishes to you, mate. Thank you for dropping in. Look after yourself. Stay safe and well, mate. And thank you for the sub. If you still subbed, if you didn't like my rant, I'm not sure whether you like it or hate it, but I'm not going to mince words, guys. I'm nothing against Celtic. I have nothing against Celtic other than the fact that I can't be doing with delusional fans that talk about winning trophies that don't matter. You can't bang on about being the biggest and best club in Scotland when you're winning trophies in a league what wasn't competitive. And why? Because Celtic influenced the vote, didn't they, to make sure that Rangers got relegated down to the 3rd division, and then it made it a non-competitive league. And then they want to come on here bragging about winning trophies that weren't competitive. I don't buy into that, guys. My club play, I want to win trophies where it's competitive, where it's honourable, where I can walk down the street and hold my head up with pride wearing my club's colours, knowing that they win trophies by being part of a competitive league and where it's fair to everybody and everybody's got a fair shout to win it. This is why I'm not a big fan of Manchester City, because they're trying to buy the leagues. They're trying to buy Europe. They're trying to buy the trophies. That's why I'm not a big fan of Man City. Man City fans can bang on all they want about how many Premier League trophies, but before they got that oil money, did they win anything? They won nothing. So they need basically an oil money, basically an oil tanker sat offshore piling money into their club before they can win anything. Do you know what I mean? Some realism, guys. So, yeah, apologies for my rant, guys, but I'm a very passionate guy, as you see. Sometimes, and most of the time, I try to be positive, relaxed, respectful, but once in a while, somebody will come on and put a boneheaded comment like that, and you will see my football passion come out. And I can't suppress that. That's just me. That's who I am. And I don't want to suppress that, because what kind of football fan would I be if I'm just all nicey niceys all the time and I don't once in a while show my passion? I don't want to get irate. I want to enjoy football conversation with you guys, top fans like you guys. But I can't be doing with delusional fans that come on. Like Arsenal fans the other day, Arteta struggling to break down Brentford. You got Arsenal fans all over social media. Sack the manager, sack the manager. Why? Because they're glory hunters. They don't understand the logic of football. You want to win games, you show respect to the opposition. Just because you got a big club and your club makes a lot of money and you have a big fan base does not give you a God-given right to win anything. So, yeah, apologies for my passionate expression, guys. Let's get back to the game. So, Celtic have won a corner on this near side. Sorry, just wet the throat as I'm getting myself. I try not to. I don't like getting irate, to be honest, guys. But sometimes people just come out with stupid stuff, and you're not going to brainwash me with your 8 trebles. You're just not. You want to delude yourself with that? That's fine, but don't come trying to delude me with it because it won't work. I'll say what I see, and that's the reality. Chris with a thumbs up. Thank you, Chris. What a gent. Thank you, Chris. And Pure Lawlist as well. Thank you, mate. You're an absolute gentleman. Pure Lawlist there with a thumbs up. Awesome. Thank you, mate. Top man. Pure Lawlist. Pure Lawlist saying, an honest mistake, Gaz. Excitement getting hold of you. I'm just passionate. I had no problem with Celtic fans enjoying what they've won, but don't make out like it's the be all and end all because they won it when the Scottish League was at its weakest. They won a lot of them trebles, and that is why I don't buy into that. They want to delude themselves that that means something winning. But history will say that. History will look back on that and judge that. That Celtic won some of those trebles when Scottish football was at its weakest, not when it was at its strongest. Now it's coming back to its strongest. And why? Because Rangers have got back into the league. Aberdeen have gradually improved. Hibs and Hearts are starting to show similar signs of improving. So it means Scottish football is becoming more competitive, more enjoyable. Is that not the time to win leagues and trophies when it's actually more competitive? My opinion, it is. Lazio now making a substitution, and it's Ciro coming off. Apologies, I couldn't get his second name there, guys. Tati Castellanos, if I'm if I'm reading that correctly, and Ciro Imorio coming on. I'm probably not pronouncing those correctly, guys. It's now Celtic with the possession down this near side. Ball played into the centre. Pure Lolly saying, well said, Gaz. He's a typical troublemaker. And it's not about troublemaker, just it's the delusional aspect of it, mate. But thank you for that, Pure Loyalist. Thank you, mate. So, Lazio now with the possession at the back. Chris Heck Kate is saying, well said. Thank you, Chris. What a guy you guys had. Well, I didn't expect you guys to agree with me, but thank you very much. Really appreciate you guys. Let me know your thoughts. I would never expect you guys to agree with me. I respect that you guys have your own opinion. And most of the time, you guys that are regular see that I don't get irate very often, but once in a while, somebody will trigger my football passion, and that's what you get. So apologies for that, guys. Pure Lolly saying, I blocked him, mate. I knew it was only a dig to start trouble. Mate, I no problem with fans coming on, but I don't, I'm showing the low. I don't think that was the worst. It was probably me overreacting, but that's because I'm not into delusional stuff. I'm not. You want to win something when it's competitive. So, but I've said enough on it now. Anyway, I've said my bit. I'll leave it at that. But thank you, Pure Lawless. No need to block him. It's up to you, that mate. But I'm no reason to block him. He didn't say anything out of turn. Just a stupid comment that's bragging about something that's not worth bragging about, in my opinion. Pure Lolly saying, "What a chat, best one yet." Okay, fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Pure Lolly saying, "Mrs. Loyalist dropped a like, mate. Thank you, mate. Thank you, big thank you to Mrs. Loyalist. Hope she's having a good day, mate. And tell her thank you very much. Really appreciate the support. Hopefully, Jigsaw's going well. Celtic now knocking the ball out wide on that far side as now they cut the ball back into the centre. Ball played out wide on this near side as Celtic trying to push forward. Can they get the winner, though? That's the question. 63 and a half minutes gone, guys. We need to start seeing more opportunities on goal from Celtic. We've not seen an awful lot at the moment. As Celtic now working the ball down that far side. Ball crossed into the box, but it's knocked away by Lazio. As now Lazio playing the ball down the middle, looking to try and get in behind the Celtic defence. Celtic just managed to win that. So thank you, Pure Loyalist, and thank you to Mrs. Loyalist as well. Please do tell her, mate. So thank you for that. Celtic trying to win the ball on that far side, but they've lost it now as Lazio come away with it, playing it into the centre, now knocking it out wide to this near side. Sorry, Chris, I'll come to your comment in a moment, mate. As Lazio playing the ball out wide now down this near side and then cutting it back into the centre as Celtic have got bodies back behind the ball. And now Lazio playing the ball back to the halfway line as it's knocked out wide on that far side. Now Lazio coming back in, but under pressure from Celtic as they try to play through that Celtic formation on the edge of the box. But Celtic have managed to win it back now as they play it back out wide on that far side. Now they need to try and get forward, but Lazio come to challenge and it's gone out for a throw-in midway inside the Celtic half of the field on the far side. Chris is saying, no disrespect to City fans, but they need done with the money they've spent, need fairer money rules in place. Absolutely, Chris. I totally 1000% agree, mate. Don't get me wrong, guys. Don't get me wrong. I've no problem with clubs getting investment from rich owners. I've no problem with that. But let's be honest, City are not just getting investment from rich owners. They're literally trying to buy the Football League. They're trying to buy the Champions League. And if you can't see that, go and do some research because I've done the research and I'm telling you now, they are trying. Why do you think they're buying clubs in Australia? They bought a club in Australia. They bought a club in New York. They bought a club in Asia. Why? Because they want to use it to monopolize football. They want to create a football group of different clubs where they nurture youngsters through, so they don't have to pay the big transfer, please. You saw it with Celtic, with Chelsea a few seasons ago when Abramovich was in charge. Do you not notice how Celtic were experimenting with hoarding young players to potentially save themselves transfer fees and also selling those players on that they didn't feel were good enough? It's basically trying to box off the transfer market so that they get the top talent and get first judgment, if you like. And if they judge that player's good enough, they keep them. If they're not good enough, then they sell them for a fat profit. And that is, it's potential transfer fixing, really, potentially. And City are planning to do the same thing. Do the research, guys. What City are up to in the background, what is not being exposed by the mainstream media is shocking. Absolutely shocking. I'm not going to bang on about it on here right now because I don't want YouTube to unmonetize this stream just for me exposing what City are up to because I'm not sure about the legal parameters of it. But I know that they just go and do the research, guys. You'll be shocked. If you do the research proper, you'll be shocked what is going on with City and their secret plan, what they're up to, because they have got a plan. It's a long-term plan and they're implementing it step by step. But thank you for that, Chris. Top comment, mate. I totally agree. We need fairness. Like I say, we don't mind investment, but we need fairer investment where it's not where one club's just trying to box it off. So thank you for that, Chris. Great comment, mate. Top stuff. Pure Lawless saying fair point, Chris. Thank you, Pure Lawless. Thank you, mate. Well, if you're wondering why I'm not talking about the game, guys, it's because Celtic are in possession and they're not doing an awful with it, a lot with it. They're just knocking it about inside their own half. They've now just played the ball out wide on this near side as they knocked it long, but again, just giving the possession straight back to Lazio. As now Lazio trying to clear their lines. As it's headed back in the direction it came from by Celtic, and Lazio forced to play it back to the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper couldn't get control of that as it's gone out of play. So it's going to be a Celtic corner on that far side. Thank you, Pure Lawless. Zog H4, how you doing, Zog? Welcome to the show, mate. Good to see you. Always a pleasure, Zog. Hope you've had a good day, mate. Welcome to the show, and thank you for dropping in, mate. Always a pleasure to see you. So Celtic making a change here. Hyogo coming on. If that's how, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly. So Celtic now with a corner on that far side. So thank you for that, Zorg H4. Welcome to the show, mate. And hope you're having a good day. Always good to see you, mate. Thank you for that, Zorg. Pure Lolly saying you're 100% correct, Gaz. Sorry, mate. Corner comes in. And the goalkeeper manages to make the save. As it was knocked towards goal, not very accurately, but he's regained the possession. Now Lazio playing the ball out wide on this near side as now they play the ball forward. As Celtic coming to challenge for it. Lazio playing the ball back to the halfway line. Now Lazio knocking the ball out wide on that far side. It's intercepted now by Celtic. Celtic racing forward now. Knocking the ball out wide again on that far side as now they move forward into the Lazio. Come on, stop messing about, lads. Just get a shot in. Now, shot comes from distance, but it's right down the throat of the goalkeeper who makes a comfortable save, and that will be relief for Lazio. Pure Lolly saying you're 100% correct, Gaz. Very strong opinion told in very true words. Thank you, mate. Thank you. Yeah, I like to say I'm not saying it to upset anybody. I'm saying it because I'm honest. That's me. Like I say to you guys, I've said it a few times. You're not going to get no media trained person here, guys. You're just going to get unfiltered Gaz. I just believe in saying what I see. I don't say it to offend anybody. In fact, I don't like offending people, but I do. But I'm more passionate about being honest. I'm so passionate about being honest. There's enough. Let's be honest. There's enough bullshit in the world, guys. There's enough of it, and I've got no time for it. So I call a spade, and I say what I see. And not all fans are always going to like what I say, but that's why I keep pressing the point, guys. I might not always agree with what you guys say, but I will respect your opinion. My reaction will normally come to new fans coming on talking rubbish. If you guys that are regulars said something I don't agree with, I'd probably be a lot more respectful to you. It's when new people come in and they've never been on the channel and they start talking rubbish like that. Lazio now with a free kick, and it's deep as they managed to get the shot up, but it's blocked up by Celtic, and the ball deflects out to this near side for a throw in to Lazio deep inside the Celtic half. So thank you for that, Pure Lawless. Like I say, mate, I'm not saying it to upset anybody. It's just me. I just believe in being honest. So thank you for that, mate. You're a gentleman and appreciate your kind words. Pure Loyalist, thank you, mate. Lazio now with a possession on the halfway line as they play it out wide on that far side. Pure Loyalist saying, she said, you're welcome and all the best to you and Mrs. Gaz. Thank you, mate. Ditto. Absolutely right. Back at you and your lovely wife, Mrs. Loyalist. Best wishes from both me and my partner. I think my partner commented on your comment the other day. I don't know if you realised it was her, but she's called Becky, mate. I think you replied to her, but I think you thought it was somebody else. But that was my missus the other day that replied to your comment because you sent a good wishes on one of the streams the other day. So I told her about it, and that was why she left you a comment. So I think you didn't understand that the other day, mate. But thank you. Always appreciate the positive vibes, mate. Pure Lawless saying, Zog H, hello, hope you are well. Thank you, mate. So Celtic now with the possession at the back. Top stuff, Pure Lawless. As they now kick the ball long down that far side. It's intercepted by Lazio. And now Lazio playing it into the centre. But it's intercepted now by Celtic. Celtic now knocking the ball out wide to this near side. There's a space to run into. Now coming forward into the Lazio half. Lazio trying to get bodies back behind the ball here. As Celtic forced to play it back to the halfway line. As now they switch the play out to that far side. Pure Lolly saying, got to be able to take the good with the bad. Absolutely, mate. Yep, definitely. Absolutely. Well said, mate. You can see I've upset a few people, but I can't help it, guys. I can't help it. Some people have disappeared, but that's why it'll take us longer to build fandom than most other channels, because I'm not blowing smoke. What you see is what you get. Can't be any different, guys. It's not in my nature. Celtic now with the possession in the centre, knocked out wide to this near side as they come into the box now. Can they get the shot off as it attempted to, but it's blocked off by Lazio, and that's going to be a corner on this near side for Celtic. 74 and a half minutes gone, guys. Still 0-0. Pure Lollis saying, hello, Becky. Thank you, mate. Awesome. You're a true gentleman. Thank you, mate. It's now the ball knocked away from the corner. Celtic picking up the pieces further up the field as now they chip the ball out wide on this near side. Celtic intercepting it. Lazio heading it back, but Celtic taking it to the byline, but just letting the ball creep out of play there. As Matthew O'Reilly getting a yellow card for that challenge slightly earlier on. Big game also tonight for Newcastle, away at Paris Saint-Germain. What are you guys thinking for that? You think Newcastle can get a result out of that? Pure Loyalist saying, better with 100 true fans as 100 not so true fans, guys. Absolutely, yeah. Well said, mate. Absolutely, yeah. It's just like I say, it's just going to take time in it to find those good fans like that. That's the only problem with regards to building it. But I'm not bothered. We'll find them. We'll find them eventually. I'm just buzzing to have great fans like you guys that I've already found that are part of the fandom community. Like I say, makes it a pleasure to come on and do the match watch-alongs and stuff. Even though we only got a small fan community around the channel at the moment, it is good fans, or it appears to be good fans. As in the time that I've had to get to know you guys, you've all shown respect to each other and shown true love to your clubs and also football in general. And that's fantastic to me, guys. Because, like I say, unfortunately, I'm sure I don't need to tell you guys. You know, there's plenty of fans out there that live in Never Neverland, didn't there? But so yeah, Celtic now knocking the ball out wide to this near side. Now it's challenged by Lazio as they win it back. Now Lazio playing the ball forward down this near side as they cut the ball back into the centre. But now Celtic picking up the loose ball in the centre of the park. Now Celtic racing forward. Oh, and they played it trying to get in behind there, but it was just cut out by Lazio. And now we got a couple of players down on the ground. Well, just trying to work out what happened here. I didn't see a challenge that looked particularly bad there. Yang with a yellow card there. Stevie's saying, completely agree, loyalist. Thank you, Stevie. Yeah, I do. I've got to be honest, I do agree. So Lazio with another substitution here on this near side. And it's Daniel Cataldi coming on. If I pronounced that correctly, I'm not sure. Sorry, guys, I'm not great with Italian names. About the best name I can pronounce is pizza. Lazio now playing the ball out wide on that far side as they knock the ball forward. Played back into the centre as Lazio now knocking the ball out wide to this near side, but it's intercepted by Celtic. Celtic now playing the ball back to their centre backs. Thank you, Stevie. Pure Lolly saying, hopefully Newcastle win. Absolutely well said, mate. Well said. Thank you, mate. Pure Lolly saying, time will tell, Gaz. It certainly will, mate. It certainly will. I've got confidence we'll find more good fans like you guys. It's just going to take time, but unfortunately, I'm probably going to scare away some of the delusional fans because when they come on like that Celtic fan earlier on, I'm sorry, guys. I don't want to upset anybody, but I've got to say what I see. I've got to stay true to my own football beliefs and my own view on how I see the game. It's like when, we're going to hear City fans talking about it in the next few years. As they win more Premier League, they're going to start talking rubbish about challenging Man United's trophy haul and Liverpool's trophy haul. But there's a difference. They won them trophies without, needing to go and get some rich oil baron to pay for it, didn't they? So, yeah. Thank you, Pure Lawless. You're absolutely right, mate. And Pure Lawless, 100% Stevie. Thank you, mate. Awesome. Rangers Loyalist, how you doing, mate? Welcome to the show. Rangers Loyalist saying, all right, Pure, mate. Good to see you, mate. Thank you for that. I think that's for you, Pure Loyalist. Good to see you. But good to see you, Rangers Loyalist. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're doing well. Lazio now trying to challenge to win the ball back as Celtic play it out wide on that far side. But forced to come backwards to go forward as Lazio lose the possession, and now Celtic winning it. Oh, now Celtic playing it out wide back on that far side, but Lazio just run onto it. Now they race forward, coming into the Celtic box. The Celtic trying to win the ball back, but Lazio get the shot off, but it's just over the bar. Well, that was close for Celtic, sealing their doom. Bit of panic there in the Celtic back line. But understandable so late in the game. Now Celtic playing the ball out wide on this near side as they cut the ball back into the centre. Now coming forward as a challenge comes in from Lazio. Lazio winning the ball back in the centre of the park. Now knocking it out wide to this near side. It's now Lazio coming forward down this near side, but then coming back into the centre as Celtic have managed to get bodies back behind the ball. Now Lazio playing it out wide to that far side as they come towards the Celtic box. Now getting the shot off. Oh, Lazio have come into the back post and smashed it into the back of the net. And that gives Lazio the lead on 81 and a half minutes gone. Lazio 1, Celtic 0. Well, another defeat for Celtic in Europe. And they've had plenty of time to try and capitalise, but not enough ambition from Celtic shown going forward. And now it has come back to bite them as they got the initial shot off. It was blocked by Celtic defenders in the box, but it didn't. But they didn't manage to clear the ball, and the ball just bounced past them towards this near side post. And Lazio coming in at the back post have been able to tap it in as Joe Hart trying to readjust himself with the deflected ball. but in time, but he couldn't do it in enough time. So not looking good for Celtic. Pure Lolly saying, Ian, mate, hope you've been keeping well, mate. Thank you, Pure Lolly. Nice one, mate. Rangers Lolly saying, hey, no, not too bad, mate. Good days, bad days. What it's like, mate. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Well, keep your chin up, mate. Keep your chin up. You have to take the good with the bad sometimes, but sometimes it's a test of character as well. So hope it turns into more good than bad for you soon, mate. So Lazio with another substitution here. Kamade coming on. I'm not going to try and read the other player's name because I won't get it. Pure Lolly saying too true, Ian, mate, too true. And thumbs up to Pure Lollies from Rangers Loyals. Thank you, mate. Celtic now with a long ball chipped forward. It's intercepted by Lazio, who just had it back to the goalkeeper. Rangers Loyalists saying, hi, Gaz, mate. How's it going, mate? Thank you for that. Rangers Loyalists, thank you, mate. And hi to you as well. Thank you, mate. Top man. Now Lazio kicking the ball long down that far side as Celtic intercepted at the back. Lazio pushed out wide on that far side, though, as they win it back. Now trying to come into the box, but Celtic challenge for it. It's now the Lazio players knock it away. Coming back down that far side, now chipped into the box is Lazio now with another shot. Oh, and it's a goal! Second goal for Lazio. Seals Celtic's doom. 84 and a half minutes gone. Lazio 2, Celtic 0. Well, it's going from bad to worse for Celtic and another disappointing European night. Well, shocking, absolutely shocking. Pure Lolly saying, at times it's hard to hold my tongue, but for the sake of the channel and chat, it's worth it. Thank you, Pure Lolly. Mate, I have the same problem. I have exactly the same problem. Imagine it for me here, mate. Sometimes I can't resist what I say, and I try to, but obviously I'm doing it. Same here, mate. Same here. I do it for the channel, trying to keep myself in check. But like I say, we'll get the odd fan that gets a reaction out of me sometimes, because I'm only human. I'm not a robot, so I can't program myself to say, every time I come on the channel, I'm always be on your best behavior. Don't start effing and jeffing and don't overreact to things. But once in a while, I do get caught out with it. David Turnbull coming on, for Celtic. Celtic now get us back underway. So thank you, Pure Lawless. I appreciate your self-control, mate. Nice one. Celtic playing the ball long down this near side. As Lazio winning the ball back. Don't forget, guys, please do drop your comments if you've got any thoughts you want to share with us. As soon as we're finished with this game, I'm going to be reading out the match stats and then jumping straight off to get on to the next game, which is my club. I'm so buzzing that I'm going to be watching my club tonight. I've sacrificed a lot of games watching my own club to build the channel, but tonight I am not missing this one as they take on Oxford. And it's a battle at the top of League One in England. So I'm sure you guys will forgive me for wanting to watch my own team in such a big game. Rangers loyalists saying, Ayano Umus. Sorry, Rangers loyalty. I'm not following you very well there, mate. Hey, I know you must. I'm not sure what that's meaning. Sorry, Rangers loyalist. My bad, mate. I'm not understanding that. Sorry. Rangers loyalist saying you mean mate. I'm not sure that's responding to, but yeah, if I said it wrong, mate, my bad. Thank you, Rangers loyalists. Thank you, mate. So we've got a Celtic foul here. So Celtic going to win a free kick. It was just Pedro standing on his ankle. So it's going to be in Pedro booked there by the referee. I didn't realise that's where he'd gone to Lazio. Former Chelsea player. Lazio wasting time now with the cramp rubbish. So thank you for that, Rangers loyalist, and apologies if I pronounced it wrong. If that was meant for me, mate. Pure loyalist saying, Ian, I know what you mean. Awesome. Well, thank you, mate. Nice one. Sorry, Dave. Dave, how you doing, mate? Dave Shields saying, evening, guys. Stevie and all usual suspects. How you doing, Dave? Welcome to the show, mate. I hope you're having a good start to the week. Not seen you for a few days, but I hope you're doing well, mate. Good to see you. Welcome to the show. It's Lazio now playing the ball out wide on that far side. So thank you, Dave, and welcome to the show, mate. Always a pleasure. Sorry, guys, I'm pressing all the wrong thingy there. Pure Lolly saying Lazio 1. Yeah, 1-0, 2-0 now. Thank you, mate. Rangers Loyally saying yes, nice, Lazio. Yeah, you guys that are Rangers fans probably going to enjoy this defeat for Celtic, although I don't take no pleasure in it because I want to see all Scottish clubs doing well in Europe. But I've already had my rant about Celtic. I'll be glad to get off this game now because I was really hoping they were going to give it some tonight. But yet again, another lackluster performance from Celtic in Europe as they play the ball out on that far side. And I'm going to leave it at that, guys, because I'm honest, I'm itching to break into a rant through the disappointing performance again from Celtic tonight. Pure Lolly saying, Dave. Sorry, Chris. My bad, mate. Chris saying goal. Yep, the second one. I'm not sure if that's the first one or the second one, but thank you, Chris K. Pure Lolly saying, Dave, thumbs up. Nice one, mate. Awesome. Thank you. Dave saying 1924 likes. Whoa, 24 likes. I'm shocked. After I've had a rant as well about Celtic, I'm shocked that I got 24 likes. Ball crossed into the box now, but Celtic have just knocked it wide of this near side post. Yeah, I'm sure there's probably a few dislikes on there as well from the Celtic fans after my rant earlier. But not to worry. It's not my fault if they can't handle somebody that's honest and outspoken. So 3 minutes added on time, guys. Thank you, Dave, for letting me know. Nice one, mate. Top man. Dave saying goal, Lazio. Absolutely, yep. Thank you, mate. And Dave also saying thumbs up there to Pure Lawless. Awesome. Thank you, Dave. What a guy. Always comes with the positive vibes when he comes and gets involved. So thank you for that, Dave. As always, mate, appreciate the positivity. You guys are absolutely amazing. And like I say, it makes me really proud to host the channel with such great fans as part of the channel community. And hopefully you guys too feel part of the Fandom project, because that's what I keep trying to do. I know I might not always get it perfect, but that is my long-term ambition, to try and help you guys feel part of the project. Celtic now playing the ball out wide on that far side, but it's challenged by Lazio and goes out for a throw-in. Celtic now with the throw-in taken quickly as they play it back into the centre. And we're into the last 30 seconds now. So thank you, Dave. Pure Lolly saying Celtic are consistent. That's one thing I can say. Yeah, consistent and disappointing in Europe. I'm shocked that they're not even going to get a win this campaign. Last season, they maybe had a little bit of an argument because they haven't played in Champions League for a couple of seasons. But this season, no, I'm sorry. the investment that Celtic have had in that club, the experience that they've had in Europe. There's no excuse from finishing this Champions League campaign without even getting one win. They're just, like I say, I'm not going to rant about it, but I think they're letting themselves down, and they're certainly letting Scotland down. They should be embarrassed with themselves, really. Rangers loyalist saying yes. Thank you, mate. Pure loyalist saying number 2. Sorry, guys, I can't. I'm not wanting to get mixed up in the banter of Rangers Celtic. I try my best to be respectful to both clubs, but at the moment, my biggest beef with the two clubs is just Celtic with the Europe. I'm no problem with the rivalry. I respect that. I respect the banter. I respect that it's a strong rivalry, but Celtic need to start stepping up in Europe. And the fact that Rangers have been so good in Europe in the short space that they've been back in it means that really, in my opinion, Celtic should be that little bit more embarrassed that they have been in Europe for consistently. How many seasons have they played consistently in Europe now? And yet they still haven't managed to put a decent run together. So Rangers are back in it, 2 seasons? And they managed to get themselves in the first season, what was it, to the last 8, I think, then the second season all the way to the final of the Europa League. Yes, this last season was different, but like I say, for me, last season, they get a bit of slack because it was the first season back in Champions League. But that, like I say, not everybody wants to look at it logically like that. Dave is laughing at Celtic as well. Fair enough, guys. Dave saying, get in. Okay, mate. Thank you, Dave. Rangers loyalist saying the usual Celtic European night. Yes, I've got to agree. I don't want to, mate. I want to see Celtic putting in, giving a better account of themselves. But I am honest enough to admit that they are just letting themselves down and letting Scottish football down with these pitiful performances in Europe. So thank you for that, Rangers loyalist. Pure loyalist saying, Dave, thumbs up. Thank you, mate. Pure loyalist saying, Rangers loyalist. I know. No penalty. So we just had a VAR check for a penalty, but the referee has waved it away. Dave is saying Rangers loyalist with laughing faces. Okay. You guys bantering Celtic, I take it. Pure Rangers loyalist saying pure exactly. MB. I'm not sure what the MB's meaning. Now the ball kicked long. Oh, come on, ref. We're 6 minutes into the added on time. There's only 3 being played. How do we end up with 6 minutes? And there goes the full-time whistle. And it's finished. Lazio 2, Celtic 0. And another shocking performance. Oh, well, I don't know about the performance. I'll leave that for you guys to just judge. But the result is just absolutely disappointing. Disappointing to say the least. And like I say, Celtic need to stop focusing on the league title and start giving Europe more consideration. Because I said it earlier, guys, you can't keep banging on about dominating a league when then going into Europe and just not competing. And let's be honest, Celtic are not competing. When was the last time they had this? This now potentially is going to be 2 full seasons without 1 win in Europe for Celtic. That is how bad it is. 2 full seasons. If their next game ends in a draw or a defeat, that is 2 full European campaigns without 1 victory in Europe. So, the Celtic fans need to have a word with themselves about what they're bragging about when they're putting in such pitiful performances in Europe. I'm not going to rant. I said my bit earlier, guys. I'm gonna leave it at that because I've got to jump off in a moment to get onto the other game. Rangers loyalist with emojis to Dave. Thank you, mate. Loving the positive vibes, guys. Dave Shields saying, I'm well, thanks, Gaz. Hope all is good with you, buddy. Yes, thank you, Dave. Yep, thank you. I'm great. Thank you for asking, mate. And really appreciate that, mate. Top man. So, guys, just bear with me a second. I'm going to quickly share that full-time match stats on the screen so you guys can see them. I will quickly read them out to you. And then I'm going to quickly try and to read through the last few comments and then jump off because I'm not sure what time I'm on, but I know it's really tight turnaround for the next game that I'm doing tonight. There you go, as you can see on the screen, guys. This is how the numbers are for the full-time whistle. Total shots for Lazio, 22. Shots for Celtic, 7. Shots on target, 5 for Lazio, 4 for Celtic. Possession, 45% for Lazio, 55% for Celtic, which is just, well, that says a lot and all, doesn't it? Passes, 405. 496 for Lazio, 600 for Celtic. Pass accuracy, 80% for Lazio, 87% for Celtic. Fouls, 14 for Lazio, 9 for Celtic. Yellow cards, 3 for Lazio, 4 for Celtic. Red cards, none. Offsides, none for Lazio, 1 for Celtic. And corners, 6 for Lazio, 4 for Celtic. And there you go, guys. That's how the group looks after that game. And Celtic are going to finish bottom of the group again for the second season in a row. And I'm sorry, guys, but that's just not good enough. That's just not good enough. And Celtic fans, like I say, they need a reality check, banging on about beating Aberdeen, the X amount of goals. It doesn't matter when you go into Europe and put in these kind of performances and you can't even get a win on the board after 2 campaigns. That, to me, is just not acceptable, in my opinion. I know I'm not a Celtic fan, but I am a football fan of UK clubs. And if I was a Celtic fan, I'm sorry, but I wouldn't give the 2 hoots about the league if my club was putting in that kind of performance in Europe. But that's just my opinion. I'm sure you guys will have your own views and opinions. So, yep. I'm going to have to skip some of these comments, guys, because I've only got 5 minutes before the next game starts and I've got to set it up yet. Chris is saying there's another treble out there, 3 times in a row. Yes, I know that, mate, but that treble, I think the one, well, if I'm right in the one you're talking about, that was actually when the league was more competitive, wasn't it? It didn't have one of the biggest clubs missing when those trebles were won, did it? So it's not like that, so you had to do it competing against the other potential club that can match you in the league in respect of competitiveness. So, yeah, but thank you for that, Chris. Nice one, mate. Pure Lolly saying, Chris will have thin faces. Thank you, guys. I'm not trying to ignore you. I'm just trying to quickly race through these likes these comments because, like I said, the other game starts in literally 4 or 5 minutes. Dave saying 1933, 25 likes now. Thank you, Dave. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Big shout out to all you guys that have hit that like button. Really appreciate it. And thank you for letting me know, Dave. Dave also saying Chris with laughing faces. Thank you. Pure Lolly saying, Gaz, mate, this is respectful. Thank you, Pure Lolly. Chris saying, penalty to Celtic. I thought they never got them. Yeah, well, they didn't get it, mate, because it went against them. Chris saying no penalty. Yeah, they went against them. Thank you, guys. Pure Lolly saying no penalty. No. Rangers Lolly saying, mate, Gaz, mate. Okay, thank you, Rangers Lolly. Sorry, mate, I'm not. Apologies if I missed your comment earlier. I'm not, like I said, guys, don't take it the wrong way. I'm not trying to ignore your comments or race through them. It's just that another game coming, and I've got 5 minutes well, probably less than 5 minutes now. Chris K saying, dare I ask, Gaz, are you covering another game tonight? Yes, I am, mate. Yes, I'm going to be doing Bolton playing away at Oxford, top of the table battle in League One. So I've not done a lot of coverage of my own club this season, but I'm not missing that game. But thank you for that, Chris. Hopefully you can join me if you're not too busy. But if you're busy, I understand. Pure Lolly saying, Chris, thumbs up. Thank you, mate. Awesome. Thank you, Pure Lollies. And Chris saying, "Oh, has this stream tired you out?" Laugh out loud. No, no, it's not, mate. I'm tired because I've been at work all day, but no, I'm energized because I'm getting to watch my own club tonight. Pure Lolly saying, "Well, a great night's football." Okay, thank you, mate. Personally, I think differently, but that's good. You guys know why. Pure Lolly saying, "Great stream, guys. All the best." Thank you, mate. What a guy. Thank you, and all the best to you as well, Pure Loyalist, and the best to Mrs. Loyalist. Thank you, mate. Rangers Loyalist saying, "Take care, Pure and Gaz." Thank you, mate. You guys are amazing. Thank you, Rangers Loyalist. Really appreciate the positive vibes and best wishes to you as well, Rangers Loyalist. Top man. Thank you, mate. Pure Loyalist saying, "Catch up with everyone. Take care." Special take care to Rangers Loyalist. Thank you, mate. Nice one. And Pure Rangers Loyalist there with a Pure, mate. Thank you, guys. Dave saying, "Gaz, Stevie, Pure Loyalist, Rangers Loyalist, and all usual suspects. Until next time." Thank you, Dave. Nice one, mate. Best wishes to you and your family. And thank you. Always great to have you involved in the Fandom community chat. Chris saying, "Thank Gaz and all the best, chat." Thank you, Chris. And a big thank you to you, mate. And a big welcome to the Fandom community. Pleasure to have you with us, Chris K. And hopefully might see you on some future streams in the next few weeks, mate. But big welcome to Chris K, new member of the Fandom community. It's a pleasure to have you with us. And thank you very much, Chris. Best wishes to you and your family, mate. Thank you. And Rangers Loyalist saying, "Night, Dave, mate." Thank you, guys. Stevie saying, "Thanks, everyone, for joining." Thank you, Stevie. And Rangers Loyalist with Stevie, mate. Thank you. Thumbs up. Nice one, mate. What a guy. Thank you, Rangers Loyalist. Always appreciate you guys acknowledging Stevie. And Pure Loyalist finally saying, "Gaz, Stevie, Ian, Dave, Chris, Ben, Mr. Barnes, and anyone I missed." Thank you, mate. Thank you, Pure Loyalist. Top man. So, guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. You are welcome to come and join me on the next stream, which will be, as I say, going to cover my club tonight. And really looking forward to it. So it'd be great if you could drop in and possibly drop a like, even if you don't want to stay. But if you're not, if you're busy, I totally understand. Enjoy the rest of your evening, guys. Hope you guys have a top week ahead, and I'll look forward to seeing you more on future streams. But for me, for now, that's it. Take care. All the best. Bye for now.